Good morning, children. Sai Ram. Welcome back after the vacation. I hope everybody is doing well. Today we'll start with a new lesson. Chapter number 5, The World in a Wall by Gerald Durrell. Part 1 we are going to do today. Before I start, I want you to be ready with your pen and a notebook. You have to jot down the meanings which will be given in the video as well as what I will be explaining or giving you while teaching the lesson. Before starting the lesson, let us know about the author. Gerald Durrell lived in the period from 1925 to 1995. He was popularly known as Jerry, was a naturalist, author, conservationist, and television printer. He founded the Durrell Wildlife Conservation Trust and Durrell Wildlife, formerly known as Jersey Zoological Park, on the Channel Island of Jersey in 1958. He is best remembered for writing a number of books based on his life as an animal collector and enthusiast. His first book, The Overloaded Ark, was published in 1953. He eventually wrote 33 books, including the best-selling The Baffert Beagles, A Zoo in My Luggage, Catch Me a Columbus, and The Stationary Ark. Now let's meet the Durrells and see the characters of the story. This is Jerry. He is driven by imagination and fascinated by the extraordinary world around him. He is fond of roving in fields, discovering marine life, or carrying a scorpion and its babies right up to his bedroom. He is the author. So what does he like? He likes to move around and discover the marine life. And what he did, he carried a scorpion right into his bedroom. Now let's see the other characters. This is Larry, that is Lawrence. The eldest of the siblings is depicted as a rather conceited character who wants to be an author. Unfortunately, his masterpieces happen only in his fancy. So here he is said to be a conceited character, means he is very proud. He thinks that he will become an author. But what do we find? It is Jerry who only becomes the author, and Lawrence, that is Larry, thinks that he will create masterpieces, but unfortunately only he fancies that he will create, but he couldn't. Now let's see the other characters. This is Leslie. The hot-headed middle son fancies himself the man of the house and often tries to prove himself the head of the family by hunting, gathering, and shooting everything in sight. So he is hot-headed. Hot-headed means very short-tempered, and he thinks that he is the man of the house, and he wants to hunt everything and shoot everything. Very short-tempered. This is Margot, the relatively well-behaved but aimless daughter is greatly concerned about her appearance, but generally engages herself with the local community well. So, this is the sister of Gary. She is well behaved. She is not eccentric like others, but she is aimless. She doesn't have any aim in her life. Only thing what she is concerned is about her looks. And we find that she is behaving properly with others. This is Mrs. Darrell. The head of the family is level-headed and generally treats her often eccentric family with good cheer and optimism. So, she is the mother of all these children, and she is level-headed. Level-headed means she is very well balanced and she can take a proper decision in difficult situation. And she treats her eccentric family. Eccentric family means the people, those who behave very strangely or unusually. She treats them and she cheers them, or she has a very positive attitude towards them. Let's meet the others. This is Lucrezia. She is a long-suffering part-time housekeeper of the Darrell household. So she is like the maid, is a helper of the house. She is long-suffering part-time housekeeper. So long-suffering means she has to bear the brunt of these strange people. So let us see what she suffers in the story. This is Roger. The dog, the lumbering dog, is incredibly affable and great company, but is often not the sharpest tool in the box. So, Roger, the dog, is very slow coach. He moves very slowly, very awkward way, but he is lovable. Affable means he is lovable and great company, but is often not sharpest tool. That means he is not that intelligent. Let's see what he does in the story. Gerald Durrell was a British author, but he was born in India. Now let us meet them all in this excerpt from Gerald Durrell's autobiographical novel, My Family and Other Animals. As a child, he lived with his mother, 2 brothers, and a sister on the island of Corfu in Greece. On his regular walks, Durrell collected all sorts of animals. He had so many of these that one of the rooms in the house had to be set aside for what seemed like a miniature zoo. So, what habit he had? Whenever he used to go for his regular walks, he used to, whatever animals he used to see, he used to bring them in his house and keep them. And his house, one of the rooms, became a mini zoo. That is a small zoo. So now let's start with actual lesson. Lesson number 5, The World in the Wall. One day, I found a fat female scorpion in the wall, wearing what at first glance appeared to be a pale fawn fur coat. Now, what did he find? He found a fat female scorpion in the wall, and he thought that it was wearing a pale fawn fur coat. Pale fawn, fawn is pale yellow color, as if the scorpion was wearing a fur coat. Closer inspection proved that this strange garment was made up of a mass of tiny babies clinging to the mother's back. I was enraptured by this family, and I made up my mind to smuggle them into the house and up to my bedroom so that I might keep them and watch them grow up. So what did he find when he closely inspected it? He found that it was not a garment, it was not a costume which the scorpion was wearing. It was actually a group of tiny young ones of the scorpion who were clinging to the mother's back. That means they were holding on to mothers, holding tightly to the mother's back. The author, that is Gary, was enraptured by this family. He liked it, and he was charmed by the family, and he made up his mind to smuggle them into the house. That is, secretly he will bring them into the house and quietly keep them in his bedroom so that he can have a watch over them and see them how they grow up. With infinite care, I maneuvered the mother and family into a matchbox and then hurried to the villa. It was rather unfortunate that just as I entered the door, lunch should be served. Now, what he did? With infinite care, with utmost care, very carefully, he maneuvered. That means very skillfully, he collected the mother with its family and put them inside the matchbox. And then he very fast went into his house. But it was very unfortunate because just that time, as he entered the house, as he entered the door, lunch was served. And why does he say that it was very unfortunate? Let us see in the story. Here, can you see the scorpion with its young ones clinging on its back? See how small young ones are clinging, and it looks like the furry coat. With that, I come to the end of this session. I hope you have understood whatever I discussed with you all. Rest of the story I'll continue in the next video. Goodbye. Take care.